You know, there's a question that I've always had on my mind, and personally, I've never actually made a video on this, so I thought I'd make one today. Who are my top 10 favourite characters in video games? And I've come to the conclusion that I have 10 particular characters that I actually like in video games. There are some other characters that I will add as bonus at the end of this video, but I thought that I'd compile my top 10 favourite characters in this video. So without no further ado, let's kick things off. Now, I do urge you to know that this particular list is compiled by me. This is my personal list myself. If you've got a list, please write it down in the comments down below. But we're going to start off with Gears of War. And I absolutely love Gears of War. Gears of War is such an amazing game. It's incredible. You start off on this planet called Sierra, and basically you are the last bastion of humanity. But what makes this game great is the characters that are in it, and the character that you play as in it is Marcus Fenix. Now, if Marcus Fenix is anything, but he's basically a well-equipped soldier that is set out just to defeat the enemy, and I absolutely love it. And it's got this gun where you can just shred through enemies like there's nothing. Now, I don't play a lot of Gears of War, and I haven't played it in a long time, but one thing that will always get me is the communication between the squad that Marcus has.
Dom, you okay?
I'll catch up with you in a sec, Marcus. All right?
Yeah, whatever you need.
Everybody in that squad has characteristics, but Marcus always keeps an eye out and takes care of his team, and that's why they always succeed. At number 9, we've got Lara Croft, and Lara Croft is an amazing character. If you want to explore a tomb, then you should probably take her with her, or just let her go on her own and not go there, because she knows how to explore tombs. I think Lara is just addictive to the chase. She likes to explore. She wants to explore tombs. It's not her job. She just wants to do it. I mean, she lives in a mansion, and she's rich. She doesn't need to do what she's doing. She could just be in the mansion and just enjoy life. But that's no way to live for Lara. If someone says to Lara, there's an item that we want you to get.
You found Vilcabamba.
How quickly can you get to Peru?
Which is what makes this game awesome. She doesn't just explore tombs because it's her job. She explores them because she loves them. She likes the discovery and she likes the chase. And I absolutely love this game for that. Plus, she's very athletic and she can pretty much jump over, flip over, and shoot whatever she wants to do. Just be aware of rickety bridges inside old tombs. They like to break, yeah. Moving on to the next one. Now, nothing says I'm a god like an axe that acts like a boomerang every time you throw it. Yes, this is God of War. And I absolutely love this game. Basically, you play as Kratos. You've got a big beard, and you pretty much annihilate every enemy you go through. Yes, this is a game where you defeat bad guys and get from point A to point B, but it's the characters that really carry this game, and nothing says better character relationships than Kratos and his son Atreus.
What's next?
Oh. Storm is getting worse.
This, for me, is just some of the best character relationships that I've seen in video games, and that's why God of War Kratos is probably one of my 7th place favorite game character. And without no further ado, we'll move on to the next game. And the next game on our list is Gordon Freeman. Now, Gordon Freeman probably has the most interesting journey out of any character that I've put onto this list. He has to get from A to B, and he has to be constantly moving. There's not really a lot of time for him to take any breaks. There's a few moments where he can take breaks, but mostly he's moving along constantly. Now, one thing about game characters is sometimes it's the character that builds the character, and then sometimes it's every other character around them that builds the character, because sometimes you get a character in a game that you really understand through how everybody else talks to them, and Gordon Freeman is just one of those characters. Gordon Freeman may not be the most interesting character in the world, but it's the characters around him that form exactly who he is. And he kind of takes up the role as what you, the player, would perceive if you were this scientific guy who had to travel halfway around a map trying to defeat every enemy that came into contact with him. And honestly, it does a pretty good job at doing it as well. That's why it gets number 6 on my list, and you have Gordon Freeman from Half-Life 2. And then next, we have Ezio Auditore da Firenze from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I mean, I could have picked number 2 or I could have picked Revelations, but Brotherhood was the one I chosen because I think it's the most perfect in-between game. It's kind of the first more open-world game from the Assassin's Creed series as well. I think what I love about Ezio compared to other assassins in the Assassin's Creed genre is that Ezio really takes up the role of I am an assassin. I mean, you've got people like Edward, but Edward's also like a pirate assassin. Or you've got Connor, but he's like a revolutionary assassin. The thing about Ezio for me is he's kind of like the perfect character to be an assassin, and I love it. Also, Ezio's a really skilled fighter. It comes to showing the series. He generally is very good at defeating his enemies, and it shows as well in the gameplay. Now, I apologize for my fighting skills, but I couldn't do this video without putting the Geralt of Rivia inside this. This is Geralt. He is the Witcher, and he's generally one of my more favorite characters. He comes at number 5 in the list, and I absolutely love him. If there's anything that says Monster Slayer, I need a team member. I want the Witcher on my side. The Witcher carries 2 swords. He carries a normal blade for destroying normal enemies, and he has a monster blade for destroying his monster enemies. Now, the Witcher is a very interesting character. You play the whole game as him, and he goes around killing monsters and doing quests to achieve his mission. However, you'll notice as you play as this character, he's very emotionless. So he'll do whatever it takes to get the job done. Do you save the world, or do you find the quickest route around things? What are the morality choices in this game? This game has quite an interesting impact when it comes to morality. And honestly, I absolutely love this game. Plus, the whole game itself is just beautiful. Definitely check this game out if you haven't played it. If at first you don't succeed, try again. That brings me to the next game, which is Hitman, and I absolutely love this game 100 times over. You play as Hitman, and you are sent out to do one simple task. Take out your target. Very simple, and that's why I love this game. There is not that much story to absolutely worry about. All you have to worry about is playing as this guy here in this tie. Your emotions on this character are absolutely nothing. Your job is simple. Your job is to take out the target. That's what you get told to do, and that's what you have to do. I think one thing I absolutely love about playing as Hitman is the fact that he doesn't care. There's no care in this. There's no emotions. He is there to take out the target. That's what he was built and born to do. And you see nothing except the availability through every single eye, ear, and scope of what this guy is. And he is a guy that does the mission. And yes, you can do all sorts of things like dress up as one of the guards and all that kind of stuff, but I normally like to play suits only. I think one of the things that I really like about this character is he's very serious in everything that he does. Whether he's dressing up as a clown or he's wearing a suit, there's always that serious tone about this guy. And that's why I love Agent 47. Next on our list is Sam Fisher. Now, if Agent 47 is a guy that doesn't really have any emotion, is set to take out a target, Sam Fisher is a little tiny bit different. Yes, he does have a target and he is set to take them out. However, Hitman is a guy that has emotion. You'll begin to see this as the series plays out, and a lot of the emotion that this character has is all dependent on the missions that he does. Now, when it comes to Hitman, it's just about taking out the target, but when it comes to Sam Fisher, if it's something personal, if there's something that is getting to him, you don't want to be in the same room as him because he will take you out. I mean, this character is a character that you should fear if you get onto the wrong paths, and it does come to show as the series progresses. And I do also want to mention that there's not a lot of games that I like every game in the franchise, but I kind of like every game in the franchise, apart from, of course, Blacklist, which we won't go into that for very personal reasons. But I don't like the game Blacklist, but every other game, I absolutely love Splinter Cell. Now, the next game I won't talk about for ages, basically because it's very obvious. This is John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, generally one of my favorite characters in any video games. I think if you had to say one thing that's better about Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Redemption 2 over Grand Theft Auto, I would say it's the characters. I mean, you play as John Marston, and when you play the game, you know that John doesn't really want to be going out shooting all these guys, but he has to. He has a right to do so. I'm not going to go into spoilers saying why, but the reason why takes him all around the Wild West, and it's just an adventure, and the way he talks to people, the way he deals with things, he just wants to get things done, and that makes him totally awesome as a character. I love the way he enters in conversations.
Can I see the boots, gringo?
I think you can see him from where you're standing just fine, senor.
John isn't a character that wants to mess around and do loads of stupid stuff. He just wants to get the job done, but things just keep getting in his way. Apart from that, I think that this game is definitely the second place on my list. And if there's a game that really has to take the crown, I think there's no other better game than Halo. Honestly, this game is generally one of my first games I've ever played, and it's generally probably one of the best games I've ever played as well. I think Halo has probably one of the toughest jobs in a lot of video games. They really tried to push something that hadn't been done before. They made an entire human race, an entire alien race, gave them all a meaning, and just created an entire story. But they did it back in the very early 2000s. I mean, they had to come up with everything, and they had to make it believable as well. I mean, I don't think before this game I could really see what you could do inside a video game, but when I saw this game, it made me fall in love with games, and that's why this game really gets a place at the top of my list. But I didn't come here to talk about games, I came here to talk about characters, and I think Master Chief really does make a really strong character presence in this particular game. You have to make him into this character that wants to just defeat the enemy, save the human race, stand for what is right. He is a Spartan, and he's a Spartan hoorah. Yes, he doesn't talk a lot, but every time he talks like a hero. When the Marines respond to him, they don't just respond to another Marine, they respond to, it's the Master Chief, and if the Master Chief is here, no one's gonna die because he's going to save the day. Yes, Master Chief is real, but Master Chief is also a hero, and that's why I love this character. He's a human through and through, but he's also a superhero soldier through and through as well. He is both. He is everything of one and everything of the other wrapped in to one package, and Master Chief is probably truly the greatest character for me. I do want to mention there are some runner-ups like Nathan Drake from Uncharted, and Joel from The Last of Us, and Aiden Pearce from Watch Dogs. I'll put those as my runners-up, but I've chosen them as my runners-up because I also love playing as those characters as well. I haven't played as those in a long time. But anyway, that's my list. Tell me what you think of it. Write it down in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. Or write down your list. Tell me your list. Anyway, that's the video right there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on another Jump Inside Gaming video. Goodbye.
Everyone says that I should get going, so run.